Hi everyone, I am trying something a little different today, and I am trying to see if we can read a book from Reading A to Z together, just like we do when we have our reading groups at school. So I'm going to try this out and we'll see how it works, okay? So before I get to the book, we're going to be reading a book about when to wash our hands. So when are some times that we need to wash our hands? Let me see if I can read your minds to see what you're saying. I think I need to wash my hands before I eat, okay? What about after we go to the petting zoo? What about after we come in from playing outside? What are some other times you think it's important to wash our hands? Why do we wash our hands? We're going to read to find out. So let me try to share my screen with you. Oops. Let me try again. Did it work? Can you see it? Awesome. So we're going to read a book from Reading A to Z called Wash Your Hands. And this book is especially for my friends who are in the orange center group. But if you are in a different center group, you are always welcome to read stories with me. And so I want you to look at this title, and I want to see if you can find an H brother. Can you find an H brother? I can too. So I'm going to see if I can circle my H brother. Good. Which H brother is this? Good job, Sherman. And what sound does Sherman make? Shh. Remember, because he likes things to be very quiet. Shh. What letters make the sh sound? S-H. Good job. So we're going to take a picture walk before we start reading Wash Your Hands. And while we're reading, we're going to try to figure out why the author, Sarah Gussin, wrote this book. So let's take a picture walk. Let's see, this is a picture of someone eating her lunch. It's almost lunchtime for me too. This looks like she might be sneezing, but where should we sneeze if we have to sneeze or cough? Into our elbow. Maybe we should teach her how we're supposed to sneeze and cough. I see a sink. I wonder what room that is. I'll have to read to find out. Oh my goodness, I see someone getting very muddy outside. Oh, they're painting. What is the person in this picture doing? Oh, it looks like we're outside at recess. Okay. So let's go all the way back. Let's read the question for this book. Let's read the question together. When should you wash your hands? I see other H brothers in our question. So I see Sherman in our sight word should. I see Sherman in wash. And in wash, A is making the ah sound. We talked about how A can make lots of different sounds. But then I see a different H brother in this question. I see wit in our sight word when. So as we're reading, we're going to be learning about when should you wash your hands. Now there are some tricky words we want to talk about before we read this story, okay? So let's look at some tricky words. Ooh, that looks like a compound word right here. Let me see if I can split it up. I think that is a word that I know. Let's tap it out. You ready? Bath. Look at the other part. Room. Bathroom. Bathroom. Good job. Okay, let's look at this one. Between. So if something is between two things, it is in the middle. So I might say, if I have 3 markers, the black marker is between the blue and orange markers. It is in the middle. Okay, here's our next one. Oh, I see NG. You know that's the ing. ING is ing. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Fingers. I looked for parts of the word that I knew, and I read the word fingers. Oh, we know this one. Let's tap it out. Pet. Good. And then we have sneeze. Okay, and then we all know this one. Wash. So let's read these words to know all together. We have bathroom, between, fingers, pet, sneeze, and wash. Okay, are we ready to read? Remember our question. We want to know, when should you wash your hands? So here's how this is going to work. You have your reading eyes that you took home the last day that we were at school together. I want you to use your reading eyes, and you're going to whisper read each page, just like we do when you're at my table with a reading group, okay? And then at the end, we're going to go back and we will read it together, and you can read it out loud with me. But I want you to practice on your own first, okay? And if you have a grown-up or an older brother or sister with you, they can listen to you whisper read the first time, okay? But I want you to practice on your own so that you can see which words are still tricky so that you can practice your reading, okay? Okay, so I'm going to turn the page for you. I want you to whisper read, and I'm going to whisper read too, okay? Let's read the title together one more time. Wash your hands. Here we go. Anytime you need to pause this video, you can if I turn the page too fast. Good job, friends. Are you ready to read together? Okay, I saw a couple of words that I think we might want to talk about. Let's go all the way back to the beginning, and I want you to read with me, okay? Wash your hands. Wash your hands before you eat. Wash your hands. That word's really tricky for me. I know that the ER at the end is going to make the sound, so let me try to type out the beginning of the word. After. after you sneeze. Wash your hands after you use the bathroom. I see I'm making you right there. That helps me read that word. Wash your hands after you dig. Wash your hands after you paint. I see I, and I know that makes the A sound. Wash your hands after you pet a dog. Wash your hands after you play. Wash front and back. Wash between your fingers too. The end. So what are some things in the story that the children were doing, and why did they need to wash their hands? Well, let's look at this picture of the boy painting. Why would it be important for him to wash his hands after he paints? Yeah, because he'll get paint everywhere. What if he's finger painting right now? What if he goes up and touches a doorknob and then he gets paint all over the door? What about this person? Why does he need to wash his hands? His hands are all muddy. He'll get things dirty. What about after you play? Why do you think you might want to wash your hands after you play? Well, think about all of the germs that might be on our playground equipment. You don't want to keep those germs on your hands, so you would need to wash your hands after you go outside to play. And so I see in the picture that she is washing the front side of her hands and the back side of her hands, and she's washing between her fingers. Why do you need to wash the front and the back of your hands, and why do you need to wash between your fingers? Right, because germs get everywhere. They get all over your hands. And so we really need to be careful, and we have to make sure that we get all of those germs out. So something that you can do on Seesaw this afternoon is you can make a video showing the class how to wash your hands. And you can tell us the steps of washing your hands to make sure we do a good job. So great reading, you guys. You did a really great job. But before we go, I'm going to move away from the book because I have some words written down that I want us to practice reading, since we saw a lot of words with the sh sound. So let's talk about some of these words. We know this one because it's in our story, but let's go ahead and sound it out anyway. Wash. Wash. Remember, A is making the ah sound in this word. So I know that when I see S and H together, it makes the sh sound. Okay? Oh, this word has SH in the beginning. So I have sh. Shell. Shell. Good job. And I have two L's at the end because Lucy Lamplight needs help writing off that whole word. Let's look at this one. Sh. Shop. Okay. Flush. Flush. Cash. Okay. Oh, and this one has SH back at the beginning. What sound does SH make? Good. Shh. Shh. Shut. Good. Let's read all of these words together. Wash. Shell. Shop. Flush. Cash. Shut. Good job, friends. So the last thing I want you to think about, I want you to think about why the author wrote the book, Wash Your Hands. Did she write it to teach us something, to give us information? Or did she write it to try to convince us of something? Or did she write it for us to have fun, to entertain us? So I would like you to tell an adult at your house why the author wrote the book, Wash Your Hands, and then tell me how you know. Great job. Thank you for being my first group to try a reading lesson. I really appreciate you being patient with me because teachers are having to learn new things right now too. Have a great day.